Hello. A little bit nervous today because I'm actually going to post my introduction videos on YouTube and really get this thing started and no turning back. I've had these videos recorded for a few weeks now, but Claude blew up my rail system, so I've been remodeling that and making sure that I have something that will actually work before I post this on YouTube. And I'm really happy with where I'm at. I think we came up with a very good alternative. I think it's a lot better, honestly, so I'll show you that later. But in this video, we're going to be kicking off the YouTube channel. So I wanted to talk about my tools and my process that I've been using to create the introduction video arc, and then kind of how I'll be making videos going forward. So I knew that I wanted professional tools for this channel and the documentation of the build, because I think that you just get a lot better quality and you can really tell a difference between a professional recording and one on an iPhone. And seeing as this is going to be a very long process, long build, I figured I'd just get the good stuff up front and, struggle through the learning curve. But in the long term, I think this will be the best move. I think we'll be able to have really good content with, visually appealing, and hopefully I'll get better using the tools, and you can see my progress. So what are my tools? So I looked up on Google, just what I was originally looking for was what is a good video editing software, because in my mind that was going to be where I spent all my time, is kind of trying to edit videos. DaVinci Resolve came up first and a lot. So I kind of went down that rabbit hole and figured out what Blackmagic was. I'd never heard of them. They create professional production equipment, or they manufacture, sell production equipment. One of the nice cheaper cameras they have is the Pocket Cinema 4K, and so that's what I got. It's I think $1,200 new. I got all of my equipment on eBay, so I was actually going to show you my eBay purchases so you could see them. But yeah, so I got the Blackmagic here for $840, and I just asked ChatGPT, what would you recommend for video equipment for filming this build? And it basically recommended all the professional, top tier, but also bare minimum. Like, I'm not buying the highest end light system, but the one I got is very effective. So same thing with the lens. It said this is a jack of all trades lens. This will do everything you possibly need it to for $400. I got a 1 terabyte solid state drive for $160, a Rode microphone for $170, and the light was $220. I actually had to get another mic because the first one wasn't working, but they did refund my money. And then I also snagged a GoPro Hero 12 for $280 with all the accessories. So all in all, I'm in for maybe $2,500 to record this entire build. So I thought that was not too bad. I really advocate for buying used on eBay for electronics, because if an electronic usually turns on, then it's probably okay. You can usually tell if there's major scratches or dings in the pictures, or they disclose it. But honestly, if an electronic is turning on, you're good. It doesn't have like mechanical parts that wear and tear, so you're usually worried about the battery or really the battery. So a lot of these I thought were pretty good. And again, $2,500 was a steal for everything. So that's my tools. My process, as I said, I use ChatGPT because I don't have a content creation background. That's not really where my interests lie. But I did really think it was important to document this build and just have it on YouTube, more as like a repository or a journal of the build. I don't know if I'm going to be super active in the YouTube world, but I do want it to be out there. So as I was saying, I use ChatGPT to help me with the content creation side, because that's not really my forte. I don't have a background in it. My initial intention for the channel was to have long form videos, kind of how I'm used to watching TV shows, like 30-minute TV shows, 40-minute TV shows, where you get a whole idea or plot or one whole segment of the build. And so my first video, I got all this equipment and I was practicing with it. And then the very first video I took for the channel was, I sat down, I went through my entire background, like my professional background, how I came up with the idea, what the idea was, a little bit about how I came up, like how I did the design. I showed my apartment to kind of get a feel for the space I'm trying to create, and then I walked through the whole design in the 3D model. And then I sent ChatGPT that whole transcript, and it was basically like, you can't, that's not going to work. People just don't consume media in that long form anymore. You need like short videos. It said you need to come up with a whole intro arc. So that's what we did. It helped me break out my initial video into smaller chunks. So we got 5 videos that make up the intro arc. And ChatGPT helped me, come up with the bulleted list of what each video would be about. And then it honestly took me, for each 3 to 5 minute video, 2 whole days to record it. It took me 1 day practicing, thinking about the bullets, how I would want to say it in my words, and then 1 whole day of 30 to 50 takes, because I would say the first line and not like my tone, or I would stumble through a sentence, halfway through. And it took me a long time to really get these videos recorded. And so that's not how I intend to move forward taking videos. I intend for them to be more like this, where I'm just talking based on what's going on that day. But I did want you to know what it takes to create one of those scripted videos. It's a lot of work. So let me move on to the back end of YouTube over here. So after every video, and once I got a take I was comfortable with, I would take the video, put it into DaVinci Resolve. I would export the audio file, and then I would take the audio file, upload it into Microsoft Word, have Microsoft Word turn it into a transcript, and that transcript I upload to ChatGPT. And ChatGPT and I agreed that if a transcript was 90%, then we could ship it. So not every video is perfect. I probably would have recorded them 50 more times before I got a good one, but I just don't have time for that. So the videos you see are the ones that were good enough. And I honestly don't know if anyone's even going to watch the intro videos. I imagine that someone comes into the channel, in the middle, and no one ever goes to the beginning. But you need to start somewhere, so that's what these are going to be. So I created the YouTube channel a few weeks ago, and then I've been sitting on the videos waiting to get the design finalized. So the channel is called the SunHome Project. Claude actually helped me came up with the name, as obvious as it is. I probably could have come up with it myself. And then this is the back end. So I don't really have anything here yet, but later on, as I get more videos posted and viewers, hopefully we can go and check out my analytics and what's going on in the community, and I'm more than happy to show you the back end and what's going on over here. I don't intend to turn on ads. I am hesitant because at some point I might need the money, but I really don't want to have a ton of ads all over my videos. So we'll see. I'll be totally transparent if and when the need comes up to turn on ads. And then I had Gemini actually create the banner for me, which is, let's see, here we go, which is, a picture of the SunHome being towed by the Rivian in front of this really nice reservoir or lake or something. And, try as I might to have Gemini just shift it up a few inches, it was hopeless. So it's cut off, and I apologize, but it is what it is. Alright, so let's go look at content. I'm just going to upload the videos. Here we go. So I have 5 videos. One is the intro. This one is just saying who I am and what the SunHome is, and a little bit about me and a little tiny bit about what the SunHome is. So I'm just going to use the same exact titles that ChatGPT and I were using. I'm not trying to get fancy. I'm really not doing this to be a YouTuber. Again, this is really just because I wanted it to be a public build, and so people could come and see the videos, and YouTube is a great place to do that. So I had ChatGPT, after I'd upload the transcripts, I would go through them with ChatGPT, and then I had ChatGPT generate just a description of the video, so I don't have to do that. So it created the description of each video and of the channel itself. I'm an engineer, not an English major. Alright, so I'm just going to copy in the description that ChatGPT wrote. I did review them, I will say, but I didn't write them. So next, is it made for kids? No. No age restriction. That's all good. I don't know what an end screen is. No, we're not doing that. Okay. Okay, so I did talk to ChatGPT about schedule releases. So we decided that I will start the release tomorrow, Sunday, February 22nd. In the evening, so maybe let's do 4 p.m. I'm on the Eastern time zone, and we start off the country, so we'll do our time zone. Yeah, no, Eastern. I guess it's local. Okay. There goes one.